Hi, it's Boxing Day, 26th of December, so the 26th day of Vlogmas, and I'm just filming this little check-in, as in check out for Vlogmas. I'm doing my Christmas Eve cast on Boxing Day, so you've seen me struggle with this little pin. It's a pinwheel cast on for Truffle, the little pig that Sophie designed, and that's part of this amazing book, the Mini Pom. I'm very excited. Pigs are a lucky symbol. I love pigs, and I'm using the Berroa in this pink, and it'll be a bit like a muddy pig because it's got kind of dark bits of brown yarn mulled in, and yeah, the colorway is 515, and that's the piglet I've cast on. So that's that tick. I've cast on something during the festivity, and I've got some progress to report. So let's start. This is a bunch of squares connected, and I had a mistake with this square here, and I've added it in again, and I guess because this is garter, this square is kind of squashed and squeezed. I might have to undo the cast off and do 2 more rows because I feel it is a bit short, but yeah, anyway, it's currently this zigzaggy thing. Progress across the long weekend I've had is 1 square, as in it went plus 1 step forwards, 2 step backwards, and I'm still not 100% happy. It's a free pattern by J.W. Anderson for the Harry Styles cardigan that they made and sold to them, and then it became like a trend, and we've had this in the shop a lot of young people coming in to buy exactly the colours for the Harry Styles cardigan and crocheting or knitting their own version across the past maybe 3 years. And now there's this pattern. I think I linked it before, and it is, oh no, I've linked it in my newsletter, so you can go and check that out, links below. And it is a super broad instruction, so it's like make it up as you go along, but you do have these patterned suggestions, so you know what color to knit as stocking net or as a moss stitch, or this rice pattern we call it. It's like a double moss stitch, or this really funny bee pattern, and yeah, I'm just kind of have different color codes. It's not for me, but I'm excited. I'm shrinking it by going down like several needle sizes, and I'm holding Aran weight double. Kind of like the fluffy texture. It's going to be a very warm, very boxy, oversized cardigan. And yeah, I'm excited to carry on working on this, because now I wonder if I have it here. I'll show you some footage of this, and then I'll get the other project. should be wearing my hat doing this check-in, right? It's like... Okay, because the last row of my vest vest has been knitted on the back, and Christmas Day, nighttime, and this morning I've spent hours and hours weaving in 1,566 ends. In the outro I'll show you the little glass of all the end bits, but it's done. I've done it. I've only left a couple of red ends because I know I'll have the ribbing, so maybe I can just go in the other direction for once, because it's actually now quite solid here on the edge where, I mean, all of this has got ends woven in. But, you know, pat on my back, I've done it. I've woven in all the ends and I've knitted my stash vent calendar 2022. There's lots more because I've been generously gifted, you know, often maybe 20 grams, and I definitely have enough red now of this dark red, which I want to use for the ribbing. And I've added like a mohair to it, so it's going to be, I think, a quick knit. With this WIP, the only problem I have, I don't know, can you see the ribbing is a twisted rib, and then it goes into the slip stitch pattern of the vest vest almost right away, and it just keeps turning up. I hope it's not going to be one of those garments where the ribbing keeps flipping up, because it's quite a short twisted ribbing and it keeps turning up. I'm hoping the other ribbing will hold it down. If not, I'm really, cause I've woven in all the ends, cause I've loved knitting on it throughout Advent, I would be up for like Franken sweatering it, like cutting it off and re-knitting it, maybe on a looser gauge, but I wanted it at quite a tight gauge. Maybe that backfired. We'll have to see. I'll use a slightly bigger needle. I think I used a 3.25, so I'll use a 3.5, maybe 3.75 for the ribbing, for the rest, so it doesn't change just as much everywhere. So yeah, I love it. I also love the wrong side. As always, I'm a bit of a goof. I love a float. So yeah, I'm also often doing my weaving in very neatly so that I can wear it inside out. I might wear this inside out. I'm very excited. We'll have it finished for New Year's Eve. That is the big plan, because, you know, obviously it wasn't going to be finished on the 24th if you receive your mini, and then you have to kind of, you know, use your first color. And I think it was day 18 or 19 that Francie gifted me the dark red again, and I was like, phew, I'm not gonna run out, I've got enough of my ribbing. I've loved stash and I've loved following along for you guys and all of your crafts. I've loved adding some. I actually did this year buy something, which was the Christmas colorway that Nora dyed. It's like a sparkly Wollen Nora collaboration, and I just couldn't pass it. So that was one purchase I've added. So not even like a stash yarn, like all the mohairs and stuff were stash yarns that I've added, but I added this. And then Nora kindly gifted me a set of minis, and I added this color. This is actually one of my favorite colors from Nora. It's called Cotti. And yeah, this is the leftover of that mini skein. So I've got some new entries there. So it wasn't all stash went, but you know, it was like a daily joy to add it. And there is one nugget that I wanted to show here. Is it in the bag? God, like I keep unpacking it and like really tightly packing it because of the kittens. can't find it. Never mind. Never mind. It's a WIP-check in. You saw the WIP. And I've also got, yeah, there it is. Okay. I've saved all the little papers that Francie gave me in this paper bag. And I've got a bunch of wooden buttons. Because I've got to add like a button band and buttons to this vest, and I'm super excited to add this kind of multicolored selection of buttons that I got from work. There was like one-offs each in one jar, and I was like, perfect. They're like the perfect color code, so there'll be like multicolored wooden buttons. So I'm excited to finish that. I'm gonna just work on that in the time now. This week I'm gonna go back to work. Tomorrow's my first day back, so I might bring it along and ask if I could work on it. I want to work on my knitting as well. I guess it's very busy in the shop. The other garment you might have already seen me wear early on in this month's vlogmas is the penguono with the kind of 80s shaped shorter sleeve hack that I did, and these amazing welts. The shape's perfect, I think. I have put it back on a needle after I had like strung through like waste yarn, and I added like a big safety pin, and I kept the needles in to wear it as a whip, so kind of to make it look very whippy. I'd kind of added all those things, and then I couldn't carry on knitting on it because the needle wasn't properly in, so I fixed that. And then I had a bit of a, you know, when you start going, I really love this pink with the Hinterhaus Suri from Nora, and then my mind was like, and then I added Beroa because I'm trying to use up all the leftovers there are. I didn't want to buy more of this pink Sokosho that was like a leftover from like a reclamation or something. I was like, oh, maybe I should buy more because I really like the light color. And then I added the Beroa, and it kind of took away a little, I can see it on the little screen, it took away a bit of the Hinterhausy feel, this kind of color that looks a bit like watercolors, and it kind of is more grey, less Hinterhausy, and I was like, oh, should I change it? But the penguono is meant to be a leftover project, so I'm going to carry on knitting a couple more rows. I don't want to have it that much longer, and then I can start on all the finishing touches, hence like a, I think you have a little collar. I'm going to make it very small. I might make it out of the pink as well, the Beroa. And then a merczetteL I-cord. So I'm hoping to also finish this year still. And I love all the colors. I have also decided to, sorry, I keep changing my eyes to the little screen, to carry on with this side a little bit longer, and then I'm going to add I-cords so I can kind of close it with a bow. So maybe I won't finish this year, maybe I'll finish in January. And this is how much of the Beroa in the light pink I have, which was a gift from a friend. Alice gave me this a long time ago, and I have this Suri alpaca in Nora's Hinterhaus colorway. Yeah, I love it. I'm going to use quite a lot of that still. And then there's this, maybe I use that for the color, and I wanted to use this because I have more of this Beroa for the I-cord, but we'll see. So that's that project. And last but not least, what I wanted to show you is that I've hardly done any continuing knitting. I've had a bit of a break, but this is Tursten Turns Kyle. The thing where you do everything twice. I'm adding this section 4, and my cat absolutely loves the Silky Solist. Look at what the cat has done. Isla loves the Cocoa Silky Solist, and she's bitten into it and made a big old mangle. I need to sort that out. I need to continue, but this is like the beginning of section 4. And I've got lots of ends to weave in, which is not actually that bad. I've just done a big end weave in on the vest, so yeah, but see, I've got to do that side as well. And then there's some finishing touches, you know, down here that need to happen. But I've seen a couple of versions and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna copy your style. I'm definitely gonna make tassels, and yeah, I'm gonna be busy doing that once all the other things are done. But I thought I'll include it as a little fade out of this special month to have a little WIPs check-in, like what am I knitting. I should also include a what am I mending check-in with. Could like lie it flat and just show you a collection of items I still want to mend. I'm highly inspired by this book. It was a gift from my boss, Uta, at work. It was our Christmas gift. And I really need to learn duplicate stitch. It's beautifully, super beautifully illustrated, and it's just super nice. You know, it has photos of men's that they would do at Räubersachen themselves. Extremely beautiful. I just need to learn this, basically. Duplicate stitch. So I'm gonna try and learn that soon for the Dragoni sweater sleeve mend. Which I'll include in the little fade out afterwards. Then I have 2 mittens where I've worn a couple of stitches here from biking, and I did find the yarn. It's the Manx Longathon from a really special breed yarn that my friend Fran had gifted me, and I found the yarn. I think I stuck it in the freezer because I was a bit worried. I found it in the bottom of a bag of all these like scraps, so I've got to re-find the yarn, and then I can mend those mittens. Yeah, and I've already fixed the socks. You would have seen earlier, they became part of my Christmas outfit. Mended Mondim socks, the second-hand sweater, that. So I bought some dark blue buttons. I want to replace the buttons, so that's gonna be on the table as well, the cardigan and the buttons. They're like the mittens, the Dragoni sweater and this cardigan are the current fixes. Then there is a pair of socks that I've accidentally felted. They are the Midnight Dancer socks by the Zali Nordlund, so I need to re-knit the sock leg. So they're the men's. And then there's the baking. This year I have been gifted the Advent baking book, which is all kind of German classics, and I found a lot of the baking that I would do that I've learned from friends or my family in the past. I found a lot of those recipes in here, and there's one especially that I want to do that I keep seeing Julia from me and Simone, another friend who is in Rotterdam. She is making the almond moons, or the Hörnchen. They're like little almond half kringel. I don't know the English word. They're like croissant shaped almond things, and you dunk the ends into chocolate. And it's one of my favorite treats I sometimes get from a bakery, so I'm gonna make those. We've already made these chocolate kisses, and yeah, like I said, there's a lot of the classic things in here, like a recipe that I shared that comes from my area of Germany, the Frankfurter Beetmännchen. They have this recipe in here as well. This book by Anja Dunk is just amazing. There, you know, there's things in there that are like bigger projects, like making a Hexenhaus, which my kids would love, but you might have been able to tell my Christmas is always a bit busy with work, and so I'm like, all the baking has to happen zwischen den Jahren, as we say, after Christmas and before New Year's Eve. And not even then, I don't know if I can make all of this. But yeah, it's an amazing flick through item, super inspiring. All the amazing recipes that you'd want to do, including, and now I found a picture and I'm gonna end here because it's like yum yum yum. These, I'm gonna try and make these today, but first I'm gonna edit this, so maybe I'll see you later. Maybe we're just saying goodbye, as this was the live check-in. The live, I'm trying to launch it live, like a premiere thing. So thank you so much for sticking around and hanging out with me this month through Vlogmas. I thank everyone for their beautiful comments and care and our messages. It's been a complete joy. Yeah, I'm having some more of my brown Fabik coffee. So there's like Fabik coffee, which they've color coded their coffee, and I got these beans with my coffee money, so thank you so much. It's now gone cold. I'm having that. I'm gonna pan out so you see the beautiful hat that I'm wearing, and I'm gonna end on all the men's, a little table full of men's. So